let them know one time, back from the top. A day in the life of a player named Knox. Every day to me is Saturday, tonight gon' pop. California life, man, shit don't stop. Pick up my phone and I'm checking out my DM. The text read, Tycoon, I wanna see him. Jumping out the shower, I'm so fresh, so clean. I'm an outcast living the American dream. I'm working out logistics and she's texting me to Addie. Jumping in the caddy and she looking super batty. Work something, shaking that fatty. She don't use my name, bitch, she call me daddy. If you don't understand me, then you's probably a lame. 85 degrees and I'm changing lanes. Tycoon is the label that pays me, man. Day and night we party, it's a West Coast thing.
This is how I'm living that West Coast life. Getting bitches and money till the day I die. This is how I'm living.
Yes, sir. I had to throw on my Mackin' music for you guys today. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Pimpin' Paradise podcast. I am your gracious host, GP. Mr. Tycoon on the mic here, and we got some good stuff to get into today. We're going to be dropping some good game. Hopefully we'll prepare you for your trip over here or help you out with your current relationship. There's been some talk and chatter, in this YouTube space, in this Thailand space, that I'm going to touch on a little bit. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not trying to get involved, but just some topics of discussion. Today's episode is brought to you today by Tenga Toys. Get yourself a pocket P. Your masturbation sessions will be taken to a whole new level. Man, just got back from Japan and went to one of the El Sexio shops over there, and they had a whole Tenga section. Speaking of which, did you guys hear about the rapper Designer? He had the song Panda, came out a couple years ago. He just got arrested for exposing himself on his flight back from Japan. He didn't get any. He told the marshal after he was questioned, pulled off the plane and questioned what happened. He said he didn't get any in Japan for a week, so he was rock hard on the plane and felt the need to expose himself to a stewardess. Not just one stewardess, but two of them. And the man got in trouble. So if he had himself a Tenga, he could have avoided all kinds of problems. But I digress, gentlemen. I hope everyone is well today. We're going to get right into this thing. So the topic for today is money and Thai girls. And, first of all, guys, when you're jumping in a dating game anywhere worldwide, finances always come into play. I believe finances is the number one cause of divorce in the U.S., if I'm not mistaken. If somebody wants to comment below and correct me on that, feel free. But I believe the finances are the number one cause for divorce in the U.S. So, this is a worldwide thing. And with that being said, if you're going to jump into the dating game, guys, your finances need to be in order. So you may need to work on your finances first before you even jump into this dating thing. We're so blinded by this just love me for me type thing, which is great. Of course, we all want that, but you need to be able, especially if you're going to think of long-term family, things like this, all this kind of stuff. If you want to travel, my girl I'm seeing now, I want her to come and travel with me. I'm thinking, I got to get her plane tickets and stuff like that if I want her to ride with me. But I digress. I just want to give two disclaimers out before we jump into this thing too, because it's been there. I'm going to touch on a couple of things that have been popping off in the YouTube universe. I'm not going to name names because I don't really want to get involved, but with that being said, if you're up on YouTube, the first number one is you've made yourself public property and you've made your lady public property if she's up in the videos. Number two, coming back to that money thing, guys. If you're jumping in the dating game, there is a comedian called TK Kirkland, and he's got a bit where he mentions that that men should not even date unless they have 10,000 US saved up in the bank. I think has currently updated that to 30,000 US, something like that, 20,000 or 30,000 US. And it makes a lot of sense, guys, because man, what happens if you get the girl pregnant? What are you gonna do? You know, I mean, you gotta throw her 500 for the abortion. Guys, abortions are not really like a cool thing to be doing. I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced that or went through it. It's not fun, man. It's not a fun thing to do. It's not a player thing to do. You don't want to be out here knocking up chicks. You don't want to be out here knocking up a chick doing the abortion. And even worse, you don't want to knock her up and then ghost her so she's a single mom. You dig? So finances are a very, very important part of it. You know, so for me, I'm kind of doing the single thing, keeping it sticking and moving, but I do everything, you know, I have my set of rules that I follow. One being you know, safe sex. For the most part, I won't lie. It is hard to stick to that one, you know, 100%. But I digress, gentlemen. So what's been going on in this YouTube space? I guess people have been upset that certain YouTubers have been portraying this lifestyle that the chicks are better than the Western chicks over here when their ladies are being taken care of financially. And they're kind of getting called out on that aspect of it. Now, to be fair, the guys did kind of portray this lifestyle of things being quote unquote better over here. And I would have to agree with them on that. It is better. But if you're going to have a live-in girlfriend who's Thai, you're going to be expected to cover expenses. So, you know, I don't know if maybe it was the way that they had explained what they're doing, or, you know, they were trying to look, you know, like it was easier for them to get the women. And now these guys are saying, well, yeah, it was easy, but you're paying for everything. So I see the point on these viewers' side, or the other YouTuber who's calling the guy out. I do see his side, because you can't really act like you over here getting all these chicks and you a big player, but you paying the family in Isan, you know, $1,000 a month or what have you, you know. And don't try to act like you some big boss if you just got a girl from the massage shop and now that's your lady you putting online. Like, man, I would never put out a massage shop girl up in my videos as my girlfriend, you know. So let's talk a little bit about my experience over here. My first like serious girl over here, I didn't really experience this because this girl was a bartender and she was making money. She also had some other things she was doing on the side. She was a little hustler chick. So this girl was a little bit older. She wasn't a young chick. She had been working in the bar scene, and she's from Bangkok. So she had, a lot of time Bangkok girls will have a little chip on their shoulder. If you meet the right one, they'll have a little chip on their shoulder where they want to show you they can pay. Guys, this girl bought my iPhone 11 that started this very YouTube channel. Matter of fact, I'm recording this podcast on that iPhone 11 right now. So shout out to her. But I would say that that's very rare and an exception to the rule. So I was kind of oblivious to this side of things until I had gotten to Pattaya. Pattaya is 99% pay for play. My girlfriend down here, the issue with her was, which was unbeknownst to me until she had told friends that there was an issue, and the friends had told me there was an issue. I wasn't paying for anything. I would pay, like if we went to night market, I would buy Thai food for her. That was about as far as it went. But as far as putting money in her pocket, buying her clothes, stuff like that, And even there was even a couple dates where we went 50-50 at certain restaurants and stuff. But she had told the friends she wanted me to be basically putting her on a salary, and I was like, that shit ain't happening. So that was kind of pretty much the end of that relationship. From that point on, it was pretty much dissolved. My other girl in Bangkok is a nurse. We have had some discussions because she saw me out one night tipping. I was tipping very nice. I was in a mood that night. Let's say I was in a very good mood that night, and I had tipped a tuk-tuk driver 500 baht, and she had made a comment. You didn't give me a tip, and I'm like, you're a nurse. You have a job. So even though she has a job, she would have liked a little something. So maybe she could have bought herself some new clothes or paid a bill or something like that. She would have appreciated it. So with all that being said, guys, is pay mandatory? I think pay is mandatory in any situation. Like I said, I don't want to name names to shit on anybody, but let's give some props. You guys heard me on the short where I said the only couple that I approve of really is the holistic trainer couple. So shout out to Adam and Sai. Now, from what I've gathered, I hate to talk about other people's business, but from what I've gathered from their channel, I believe that this guy Adam stepped to this girl Sai with the idea of the YouTube channel and going into business together. So, So with that being said, him kind of putting together a business that they could work on together and make money together, that seems like a freaking great idea for both of them. Now that girl's gone on to do her own channel. They do the channel together. So, hey, shout out to both of them for finding their success. Can you do that with your girl? Maybe it's a good idea. To do a coffee shop, to do a bar. I would say take your time if you were going to do that. There's a guy down here in Pattaya who is a very well-known businessman. He has a bunch of bars on Soy 6, and he works with his wife quite frequently, and she is happy about that. I know for a fact that she's happy to be making money, number one, but then also be working within the family. So if you could pull that off, that would be ideal. Again, it would have to be the right girl, so take your time. A lot of guys come over here with rose-colored glasses and think, hey, I'm going to open up a bar. They open it up with the first Thai girl that gives them any energy, and the girl takes everything and kicks these guys out. That could happen too. This is part of the gamble. What I would do, again, is take your time meeting the lady. I'm talking years, guys. Maybe don't tell her you have any money for the first 2 years. Keep that kind of quiet. Learn to like Thai food. Learn to like 60 baht Thai meals for a year, or at least when you're with her. Don't move her in right away. Go eat Western food with your buddies, but when you're with her, that's when you're eating Thai food and you're playing kind of broke. Make sure she's down. I heard a guy, I was just at a restaurant the other day, and it was an Australian gentleman, and I heard the girl say something with her Thaiglish, with her broken English, and he totally misunderstood her, but he just kept talking the way he wanted to talk. And she was saying that her friend was coming in and that they needed to find her a hotel. And he was saying, oh yeah, I'll go with you. I'll help find the hotel. And it's got to be this one because this day they'll be very expensive. Like he's telling the Thai girl what hotel to go to as if she didn't know the pricing in the area. Like, come on, guys. You don't need to tell these Thai people about Thailand. Trust me. They know exactly where to go and what to do. If she's got a girlfriend coming in from out of town, you don't need to go along and help. Let them go do their thing. You don't need to be out here hotel shopping for the friend. Because trust me, they ain't gonna listen to you anyways, my friend. Anyway, guys, I hope this was informative and gave you a little bit of insights on what to look for over here. Again, take your time. There's no rush. And with all this being said, guys, all these girls are good girls. They're raised a certain way. It's part of the culture where the man is the breadwinner. The lady takes care of the home. So that's really what it comes down to. It's real old school. So don't be surprised by that. And if you don't want to deal with this, just do how we do in Pattaya. Do the 3-day rule. Or be like GP. I do it one and done. Friends with benefits, baby. Come for fun. And we will end on that note, gentlemen. Thank you guys for listening. Pimpin' Paradise Podcast. You know how we always do it this time. Peace and love.